Hello, 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 folks, and welcome to Devil's Advocate Productions on this space. I'm the Devil's Advocate. I'm Alex. I'm so excited I can't even talk. I got the American flag out because last night was an election night, and we did not go live. We did not have a full panel because it was just it was a few elections around the country. But it's also in my neck of the woods, and my neck of the woods happens to be the center of the universe, and that is New York City, baby. And last night there were some wins. There were some good big wins, and I was very, very excited, and I want to talk about it with all y'all. Deter McBizness of American Wasp. The show normally airs at that time with me as a co-host on this space, especially. He is at a World Cup game. He wanted me to let y'all know he's at a useless World Cup game, Turkey versus the USA, I believe. So we'll see where Hassan's allegiances truly lie. But folks, welcome. And yeah, we're not going to spend too much time, any preamble. I got a lot I want to talk about. I got a lot of clips, and I really hope all these tabs do not crash the computer. It's happened before. But let's begin with what did I do today? I did also something that was related to New York. I listened to Jay-Z's third album that is titled Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. His naming conventions for his album is frustrating, at least in this early stages. I don't know how they change going forward. I listened to it. Look, for this audience here on this space, if you want to watch me roast Jay-Z for being a billionaire for 2 hours, watch this video as I listen to his album, which I genuinely, after listening to it, was like, you know what? I think this might be his best album. It has the most songs I like. The sound feels three-dimensional as opposed to kind of stripped down and bare bones in the first two albums. And I also found out today that my reaction to the first album, Reasonable Doubt, is not available in the United States. So use a VPN for that one, I guess. I also listened to Olivia Rodrigo yesterday for the first time ever, and that was a fun experience. And also, I'd encourage y'all to check out my review of YG. YG is the rapper who made the Fuck Donald Trump song that we all love so very, very much. Both versions of it, part 1 and 2. And I would encourage y'all to go. I can't stop listening to this album myself and going back to it over and over every single day since I made this video 2 weeks ago. Vince Staples' Crybaby. It's a little baby with an American flag diaper and a little blonde tuft of hair on the cover. I think you know what it's about. I think you should listen to it. I think everybody should listen to it. But yeah, let's get into what happened last night. What happened recently? Keir Starmer in the UK has been ousted. I bet you didn't think I was going to come at it from this angle. Keir Starmer is the fail case for moderation as a political strategy. Written by Zach Beauchamp. Shared here by Don Moynihan. Being willing to work with others is good. Abandoning a positive vision of what you stand for is not. I think that will help frame the way I want to talk about New York and what happened last night. Okay? And I also wanted to use this to plug again. Fuck Keir Starmer, Netanyahu's bitch, a genocide armor, is a lyric from this album, Finian by Kneecap, the only video on this entire channel that features my lovely, lovely off-screen wife, as you can see by her arm in this thumbnail. But yes, that was a lyric on that, so I just wanted to use that. Again, moderation, neoliberalism, this stuff we've been doing since Clinton. The embodiment, the embracing of Reagan's strategy, which was hefty scoop of racism that we don't talk about, and some nice working with the CEOs and working with the bosses and the robber barons and the people making tons of money off of exploiting people, the capitalists, and trying to convince everyone this is progress and this is a good idea. So that's Keir Starmer ousted from Labour, and we can only see what happens in the UK going forward. I also wanted to point out about Obama's library opening in Chicago. All right. Stephen Colbert, comedian and former host of a late night show that doesn't exist anymore because CBS canceled it because they were bought by capitalists, people who truly believe in exploiting people for money, and that is a right, a birthright, a manifest destiny, if you will. He, a comedian, wore a tan suit to the Obama Presidential Center opening ceremony. Because if you remember, Fox News had a bunch of right-wing outlets at the time, I don't know, 2009, 10, 11, at some point during Obama's presidency, tried to make it a scandal that Obama wore a tan suit and that was disgraceful to the office of the president. Matter of fact, my Jay-Z video also ties into this because they were also mad at him for inviting rappers to the White House. People like Jay-Z, Common. Common is a much less, I mean, Jay-Z's not that controversial of a person unless you think being a billionaire is controversial, which we do, but they don't. But they invite, wearing a tan suit. And so here he goes smiling, grinning. Oh, I'm so clever. I'm so clever. As Rome burns around them and the peasants bang at the doors. They have speeches. First of all, I also found out that there's a garden there. It's like a botanical garden or whatever. And one of them is named after Nancy Pelosi. It's the Pelosi Garden. I love that. It just exemplifies the tie that they have together, that they were working hand in hand. That whatever you think about Nancy Pelosi, you should think about Barack Obama and Michelle Obama and these two Clintons behind her.
Ending a war, ordering the bin Laden raid,
this is the great things that he's done.
Saving an auto industry.
Saving an auto industry.
A peace prize. Keeping us safe from...
And fucking Hillary laughing. Because he didn't win a peace prize. FIFA made up a peace prize and gave it to him to appease him. It's not like the Nobel people thought they needed to do that for you. You actually earned it by doing what? What did he do to earn the peace prize? What did he do? Was it ending a war that was started by ourselves? Ending our own aggression. He got a peace prize for?
Ebola. Regulating the banks.
Regulating the banks? So that's what they're doing. That's what the establishment is doing and caring about. And airing on fucking MS Now and CNN. CNN, also now owned by the Ellisons. I point out Captain Homer says Libya, yes, bailed out Wall Street. Lalaflor, I'm leading into how the establishment Democrats are terrified of what's happening in New York and why they should be and they deserve it. And that the fight continues. It's a never-ending battle. It's a never-ending battle because they will always fight to hold on to their libraries that they build that look like fucking Halo levels. And they'll fight in any way they need to, Even Hillary Clinton, days before this appearance, agreeing with Donald Trump about Palestine. Because, of course, they agree. This is no surprise.
Seems impossible. Am I wrong?
You might be, but you might not be. And here's why. I'm going to say something positive about Trump. So hold on.
Okay. I've got a grip on my chair right now.
Trump's 20-point plan for Gaza is actually a pathway to security for Israel, reconstruction for Gaza, and the possibility of self-determination, however defined.
She agrees with Donald Trump's plan for Gaza. Because Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is Jared Kushner's plan for Gaza. Jared Kushner is also someone I kept talking about in that Jay-Z review I made. Because their plan for Gaza is turn it into Haiti or the Dominican Republic or the Bahamas or anywhere else that is a resort location. Hey, it's nice. There's beaches. Let's make beaches over the bones of all the people we genocided. So let's, that's why they agree. It's capitalism. They agree with capitalism, the core tenets of it, which is if we can get away with this and make money, let's do it. No matter what, whether it's slavery, whether it's drug dealing, creating new drugs to be dealt, weapons dealing, human trafficking, prostitution, all that's tied up in slavery. I consider that slavery. Also something I talk about in some of my Jay-Z reviews in regards to his views on pimping and generally rappers' views on pimping. Thank you, Pep. Yes, we are talking about the New York wins today. I'm just having a long preamble to get to it because that's how I do. Because I got a lot of thoughts. I wanted to play this moment from Ta-Nehisi Coates about Obama, but I don't think I need to play it. The quote is, "I don't know Obama ever understood the extent to which he was loathed by the opposition party." And I want to expand that notion out. Because he's talking to Tim Miller here, Tim Miller from the Bulwark, who is an admitted neoconservative, who is disgusted with Trump for whatever reason, a never-Trumper, and is trying to infect the Democratic Party with more of the conservatism that it already has in it from Reagan and Clinton. This is what I'm saying, Bush. Let's not disregard the Bushes, both of them. But I would expand this quote to say, I don't think the Democratic Party ever understood how much the Republican Party was willing to burn down in the name of white supremacy and truly creating a police state where they can round up brown people or people they disagree with because they don't like them, as is happening in Texas right now, with the people who are accused of being Antifa soldiers and getting 100-year sentences from the DOJ because the DOJ wants to make examples out of them and say, don't fucking resist. You ever hear about a show called fucking Andor that I love talking about and I have 4 reviews of on my channel, and you should go watch those reviews? What did they do? All in response to pushback. Some kind of public act of pushback, right? A robbery, a train robbery, essentially, of a imperial payload. They increased sentences across the board for all crime. So what was I think like loitering sentence, which was, and we see Andor in the show just get picked up for literally doing nothing, looking wrong, just looking the wrong way. You're maybe too brown. We don't like the way you look. There's some kind of activity in the area, and I don't like the way you look. You're going to booking, and booking says this would automatically get you a sentence of 6 months, but just because of the new rules, it's 6 years. Here you go. No processing, no trial, no nothing. To scare the fucking galaxy. And what happens? The ethics of the entire, or the essence, I think, of the entire Andor Rogue One project is from that line in A New Hope that Princess Leia says. The more you tighten your grip, the more star systems slip through your fingers. The more they fire Stephen Colbert's and cancel the entire show that existed before him, right? It was David Letterman's show. Like, they canceled the entire slot. We don't want to have late night anymore. Not even like replace him with Joe Rogan or some shit that I'm sure Barry Weiss thought of. You didn't understand how much they hated brown people, gay people, people who are different from them, and how much that governs the entire Republican Party, because you've been having dinners with them for too fucking long. You've been making nice with these fucks for too fucking long. That is my point. That's the rule. That's the goal. And so now we're running because y'all fucked up. Now we're adults. Oops, we're adults now. And we have to fucking do this shit. So I guess it's our turn. And we're going. And here's how they're responding. These are incumbent Democrat canvassers, supporters, harassing the primary challenger, Daria Liza, and her canvassers. It's so clear that Espeliot, who is the incumbent, is afraid of the movement Daria Liza is building, is resorting to sending people in an attempt to silence and harass her. Now, I'm going to play this clip, and then I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain this shit. You hate her at her. I saw these guys in a video the other day yelling and screaming and carrying on like this at a vigil in Central Park. Actually, this was off air. I don't think I talked about this. These same two guys, actually. Shout out Talia Jane or Talia OG, who's always on the ground at protests. These two dudes were yelling and creating a protest at a vigil for someone who was killed by a horse and carriage. Because this guy was saying, the guy in the middle was saying, this is a land grab. They're highlighting this person's death with this vigil to pass a law to ban horse and carriages in the city so that they can take the land that the stables are on and use that for something else. That was his. I had to ask Talia, and she was kind enough to respond to me, what the fuck he was doing screaming at someone's vigil. Now, I personally hate the fucking horse and carriages. I have ever since I was a kid. Hope they do get rid of them and pass a law to get rid of them. But what she's getting yelled at is Jew hater. She's also been getting yelled at that she's Haitian and that Dominicans shouldn't vote for her. This is pure racism. And I only know about this racism because I have a friend who's Dominican who has explained to me that her mother hates black people, or at least dislikes and looks down on black people because of Haitians, because of this, that they're on the same island. They just look down on them as like they're darker. And, you know, it's a result of side effect of global white supremacy that we exist under. She's been getting called those two things. You're a Jew hater, anti-Semite because you're against Israel, or you're Haitian and you're not Dominican and go fuck yourself. Which is insane. Hell, I'll let someone who knows a little bit more about this explain it. This is comedian Godfrey explaining the Espelliot campaign against Daria Lisa in a nutshell.
Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching it like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca, nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black. No, black.
Right. So now that's a comedian, a humorous way of explaining this situation. It's white supremacy. It's colorism. Colorism is a factor of white supremacy. Just being like, I don't want to be associated with the people who get oppressed. That's the thing. That's it. That's the center of it. I don't want to be associated with the people that get oppressed. If I can align myself more with the oppressors, and I'll show I'm one of the good ones. I hate them more than you hate them. I agree with you, Massa. They are just terrible. Uncle Ruckus. You know what I'm saying? That's this, and this dude is one of the chairs of the Congressional the Congressional Hispanic Caucus in Congress. That's how long he's been there. Seniority doesn't mean shit. Stop respecting the elders just because they're elders. Question their fucking wisdom. Question their authority. Question them. Now, thankfully, as we get to the main event here, 20 minutes in, they won. She won. The New York Post is mad. 3 Israel cop and private property hating Mamdanites win Democrat congressional primaries. The hateful slate. I saw Emma Vigeland refer to this as, pretty hilarious that they used a Zionist director's movie as a pun. Quentin Tarantino. Also, just started. I watched this video, literally just finished it, about the connection between Zionism and the video game series The Last of Us. One, I did not know Neil Druckmann, writer of those games, and Uncharted and Jack and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot, unfortunately, because I love Crash, was born in Israel. And so, that does actually make a lot of sense for the framing of this video. I also didn't know that Steve Destiny, whatever you call it, Steve Destiny, made a reaction video to that guy's Jack Saint's first video on Zionism and The Last of Us. And so I was like, oh, this is actually good. Because if Destiny's mad about it, then he must have said something substantial against Zionism. So once again, and in that video, they mentioned the Canaanites and that religion. And I guess that was the Arabs, how the Zionists saw the Arabs who were living there before. And so I'm wondering if the New York Post knows about that religious connection of Canaanites and is like Mamdanites to hit that home for their more lunatic, fanatical readers. So yes, Daria Lisa won, Brad Lander won, Claire Valdez won. We're good, right? Good news, yay. Good news, yay. I also want to point out, just because I'm the devil's advocate, so it's going to be a lot of good news with some caveats, because we can't fucking stop. We can't fucking stop. Here's Donald Trump talking Wednesday, this morning, about passing the SAVE Act, which is his voting, anti-voting rights act that he wants.
House President, what's on your agenda for your meeting tomorrow with senators at the lunch about the Save America Act?
Well, we're just going to talk about Save America. We have to pass the Save America Act, which is voter ID, which is proof of citizenship, etc. We have to pass it. So we're going to have to talk about that and many other things. A lot of good relations.
Mr. President, the Senate Majority Leader, John has told you many times he doesn't believe that they have the vote to
That's what
pass
being a
it.
leader is about. He's a leader. John's a leader. That's what being as a leader is about. Look, we have to be able to get proof of citizenship when you vote. Otherwise, we don't have elections. We have to be able to get voter ID. So John is a leader, and hopefully he can get the vote.
So I know it was quiet and there was a lot of like other noise happening in that clip. Essentially, Trump is like, I'm not doing anything else until this happens. Literally, the White House tweeted out at 11 this morning, passed the Save America Act. Today, truth, literally. Remember in the first term, it was like, we're making fun of him for, governing by tweet. And now it's just expected. Again, the motion that we have is not just because it's New York. It's not just because it's blue districts. It's not just because, it's the greatest city on earth. It's because the media and the larger Democratic Party around the country just stopped giving a fuck. Like, after 2016, after the election, it's Russia. It's Russia did it, or whatever it is. Maybe it's Russia. Hold up, whatever. We're hiring Robert Mueller. We got a special investigator. We're going to get you on something like campaign finance, whatever it is. We're going to wear fucking pink hats and go to the Washington Mall where the reflecting pool is and march and show him how mad we are. And we're going to meet two people, celebrities, and this and that. After 2024, it's just like, whatever. What do you want? You want CBS? We'll sell you CBS. You want us to stop talking bad about you on MS Now? We'll stop. Matter of fact, we'll fire Mehdi Hassan. We'll fire Joy Reid. Sorry. We had black people on air. It's just normal. But he's saying today's housing news conference and signing is hereby canceled. There was some event that was going to happen. They had like chairs set up for it. And he fucking canceled it last minute because he's like, we need to pass this fucking voting act. Because I'm assuming of what happened here in this fucking city. You fucking bitch. You fucking cunt. We're fucking beating you in your own fucking backyard. And you deserve it because you suck. You're the worst New Yorker ever. That's what he's going to go down in history as. The worst New Yorker ever. And let's see. Let's check in on one of his best buddies last night reporting live about the shellacking in New York City.
All right, this is a Fox News alert. Incumbent Congressman Dan Goldman, who was just banned from a New York City coffee shop because of his support for Israel. He has now lost his primary to a radical socialist backed by Mamdani. It appears that, a pretty...
Bro, did you hear his voice crack? First of all, he slurs his fucking words in the beginning. Clearly. Perhaps, allegedly, maybe. Have imbibing a little bit, but he is very upset here.
All right, this is a Fox News alert. Incumbent Congressman Dan Goldman, who was just banned from a New York City coffee shop because of his support for Israel. He has now lost his primary to a radical socialist backed by Mamdani. It appears that, a pretty scary transformation is now fully underway in the Democratic Party, especially in a blue state like New York. All right, this is a Fox News alert. Incumbent Congressman Dan Goldman, who was just a pretty scary transformation, is now fully underway in the Democratic Party, especially in a blue state like New York.
I mean, again, I can't get enough of that. So they've been going with this story, this Dan Goldman story, which I think I might have some footage of. Yeah. They've been going with this story. Okay, first of all, this is the picture of what happened to Dan Goldman's congressional office here in New York. Graffiti. There was some graffiti. Incidentally, same shit that the people in Texas are being charged 100 years sentence for. Free Palestine, let Gaza live, blood on your hands. Okay, he's a Zionist. And then, so this is Gottheimer, who's in New Jersey. He is sharing this photo along with a photo of graffiti in Nazi Germany against a Jewish-owned business that says, "You're Jewish, we don't like it." Just like labeling it Jew, right? Is what this means in German. And he's saying this is the same photo, which is a popular meme. I want to remind y'all, is a popular meme from The Office, which is a shitty fucking sitcom from 20 fucking years ago. And it is shitty. It was shitty then. It's shitty now. I don't know why anybody fucking liked that goddamn show. I'm just letting it be known. I knew it sucked then. But anyways, Gottheimer, another Zionist, says enough is enough. These are the same photo. Enough is enough. Where do we draw the line? Kyle Kalinske here in the comments just being like, "You're such a pathetic, shameful, disgraceful, lying sack of shit." He's just mad, boy, and I get it. Mike Racine, a comedian. Actually, many people are saying that Israel are the Nazis of the 21st century. True, people are saying this. But I want to go back to the original thing that I had pulled up, which is another Zionist congressman. So 3 Zionist congressmen are in this same shot, right? Dan Goldman's office, retweeted by Josh Gottheimer, likening this to the Holocaust, which, as that video pointed out, one of the tenets of Zionism is emphasizing the tragedies done to Jews over the years to make them seem like perpetual victims and that they deserve a homeland, some kind of reparations, if you will, for the tragedies they've suffered under many governments in many time periods across the world. As if they are one unified people as opposed to an international people, nomadic people. They don't want to be nomadic. They don't want to be Romani people because people don't like the Romanis. They don't want to be associated with Romanis. They don't want to be associated with travelers. They want to be, no, we were kicked out of our place and now it's our great return. And Jared Moskowitz says, this time we are going to fight back, which I just want to point out again. This is the thesis of Zionism. This is the core tenet. We had a Holocaust against us. We don't want to be victims. It's a fucking collective trauma, of course. And we want our chance at revenge against the Nazis. And so what are we going to do? We're going to label this people that is weaker than us Nazis, and we're going to exterminate them. We're going to exact the kind of vengeance that we wish we could have against the Nazis, against the Palestinian people. And anti-Zionists will tell you, actually, it was the Ayatollah of Iran who influenced Hitler to do what he did. Actually, it was the Arabs all along. You Scooby-Doo mask pull off Hitler's face. It was actually Iran doing that. Or Arabs, period, doing that. So that's why Hannity's upset. That's why Hannity's upset. That's what he's referencing here. Is he wasn't let into a coffee shop, right? So that also happened, I guess. Some coffee shop in Brooklyn was like, fuck you. Get out of here, Zionist. And they actually had a protest outside of that. I can't find that clip. But this is more of the Daria Lisa harassment.
Yourself. This lady is a Jew hater. She hates the Jews like her mother. She hates the Jews like her mother. She hates the Jews like her mother.
She hates the Jews like her mother. And she's helping an old lady get to the polling place. Like, this is what she's doing as they're screaming. And they're also notably hiring, allegedly politicos and, you know, maybe this incumbent's staff campaign hired some agitators of color, specifically. Get black people to yell about how much they love Israel. We need to put a black face on this. We can't have white people yelling at a black woman. It's not going to look good. And here's a kid confronting him about this. Featuring Ryan Grimm, because he was there for some reason. He was canvassing, I think, with Hassan.
Pol-sci workers yelling about Muslims in America, yelling about Haitians. It is true. This is the type of thing you create. Do you realize how harmful that is?
This is what you do.
And it feels very inappropriate to me to create more division, Congressman.
Go to your candidate and campaign. Let the voters speak.
The voters should not have to deal with racism while they're trying to vote. The voters shouldn't be berated for their identity.
See, this is what you do. You storm into the office.
Oh,
you do all of that.
You're on the street. You're being held.
He's saying this is what you do. You storm into the office. You do all of that for protest. You're a Democrat. You don't believe in protest. Also, he's not storming into your office. He's just talking to you as you're standing on the street. Like, you want him to like go. He's trying to shoo him away. Get away from me, constituent. I don't want to hear your criticism.
Congressman, do you have anything to say about all of the money that you've taken from AIPAC? Are you okay with the fact that you've taken money from donors who support genocide, Congressman? Well, like $600,000 in spending on your behalf, and your supporters are such cowards. Your supporters were such cowards that they had to use a pass-through because they're unwilling to use money of UDP's name. Everybody knows what it is.
I mean, again, this guy, the canvassers and the petitioners, I actually booked one to be on the show in 2 weeks. They know their stuff. They know their stuff, dude.
You're just as American as everybody else.
He continues here. I mean, check out these clips. Shout out Socialist Adri. Shout out Socialist Adri, who clips a lot of Hassan's streams and stuff. Great follow on Twitter. Yeah, man, this kid knows what he's talking about. Continued here. Here's Ryan Grimm summarizing it.
It's disgusting to take money from the genocide lobby. It's an occupation.
You're a hustler.
Also, that guy who's yelling, that guy was like arrested recently for fraud. He's a like longtime Politico guy working for the Democratic establishment here in New York.
I don't know if you could hear the point that he was making. He's like, I feel like you are being racist because you're speaking this way to Espaillat, but you wouldn't speak this way to Schumer. Now, I think he probably would speak that way to Schumer, but I also understand why he doesn't believe that, why he doesn't think that he would. Also, Schumer would not stand here and take it. Schumer would just scurry off somewhere, or you wouldn't even be able to get that close to him for very long.
I think that's a good explanation, Ryan. Thank you for the breakdown. I also want to point out, speaking of Ryan Grimm, continually, Dropsite News, his outfit, points out that Mahmoud Khalil's getting detained by ICE, getting kidnapped by ICE, became a defining issue in this race after a challenger highlighted that Rep Espilat, who we just saw getting yelled at by a constituent, Khalil's Congress member did not publicly defend him or meet with his family during his detention. This has real life consequences. I feel some sort of justice after what happened to me, that there are consequences for abandoning your community. There are consequences for supporting a genocidal state, so I feel some sort of justice, says Mahmoud Khalil. Khalil said that the result was a warning to all lawmakers, including House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. I agree. I think so. I think so. Because, you know, he didn't get directly primaried this time. We talked about that a couple months ago. DSA decided, hey, we're not going to do this. Okay, that's fine. What we are going to do is get everybody around you. Get the whole fucking city around you that we can. As many as we can. Make the environment uncomfortable for you. Once again, Claire Valdez won. They all three of these candidates, and there's way more than 3 candidates, and we're going to get into that. But all 3 of these candidates won by like big margins, dude. Like, this is 58% to 32%. And a third candidate got 7%. That's a more than 20-point difference. Let's check out some of Claire's speech here. Claire Valdez, different candidate. This one's in Brooklyn. Shout out Brooklyn, Greenpoint. Check out some of her speech.
When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! And tonight, my friends, we have won. My name is Claire Valdez, and I'm proud to say that I will be your next congressman.
They are going to be the partners in transforming the most expensive city in the United States of America into one that working New Yorkers can afford. So one more time, let's hear it for Deanna Moreno. Let's hear it for David Organ. Let's hear it for Samantha Gatan. Let's hear it for Abin Kawas. Let's hear it for Claire Valdez. And let's hear it for a politics that will never forget working people. For a politics that is ready to write a new chapter in our party's history. And for a politics that realizes the old politics that got us to this crisis is not the politics that's going to get us out of this crisis. It's time for working people to be back at the heart of our politics. These are the champions who will do it. Thank you all so much.
Hell fucking yeah, dude. Good speech. Good speech. Again, there was more than just the 3, because there was assembly people, state senate, and some other races around the state, which I want to talk a little bit about. This was the environment before Mamdani took the stage. I think this was at Claire Valdez's watch party. Chanting DSA. Let's hope that numbers go up for DSA. Let's hope goes up. Like it did after Zoran won. And again, the Democrats aren't fighting. Not even publicly, not even fakely, not even doing like speeches on the House floor for longer than Strom Thurmond did it, or calling themselves Spartacus or whatever. No, this is a member of the Democratic Party, I believe. I don't know if he's officially left yet. I don't remember.
I think that's the
Alan Dershowitz, who's, I think, what is this?
way it has to be in New York.
Right. So here he is talking to Greta Van Susteren, who also used to be on Fox News, on Newsmax now, about how horrible it is that Dan Goldman was not allowed to buy a coffee at a coffee shop because he is a Zionist who supports genocide. And then here he is getting booed.
What did you do on Epstein's Island? What did you and your wife do on Epstein's Island?
Read this book. Find out the lies that these people are telling.
What did you and your wife do on Epstein's Island?
Just constantly getting, questioned, what were you doing on Epstein's Island? I don't even know what this is. A gala? Is this a Schumer fundraiser? Because I could believe that. But yeah, this is, these are, again, I think he's a Democrat, dude. Alan Dershowitz, Democrat? AI overview. Thank you, AI Google. Alan Dershowitz officially left the Democratic Party in April 2026. So just 2 months ago, he's newly independent. He doesn't have a party. He's politically homeless. Alan Dershowitz. So yes, this is the protest outside of the coffee shop that was live streamed by Fox News this morning. Here is Sam Piker. Let's throw in. I think he's ready for it. I think he's ready. My brother from another mother, Lumen. How you doing? Are you ready? Are you not? Did I bring you in too early? Sorry. I agree.
No, I'm good. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me close this window out.
All good. We're gonna go a little long into Lumen's show.
No, we can go. It's
because
easier.
Nick needs a little time to vamp. He's in the middle of a storm. We love producer Nick.
Please,
Please
go in.
I just wanted to show some of these clips from Hassan last night, who was there.
Sorry.
I guess in New York with Ryan Grimm early in the day canvassing for Daria Liza. These are the 3 candidates he had pointed out. But here's him talking.
The decade of socialism, it's coming to a neighborhood near you. When I said we were going to let 1,000 Zoros bloom, this is what I meant. We got Claire Valdez and numerous other wonderful DSA candidates that are outperforming expectations tonight. And that's because the American people are tired of the same old business as usual politics, the corruption, the ineptitude, the feckless nature of the Democrats that don't want to fight back against the growth of fascism in this country.
I mean, he points it out here as well of it's the Republicans too. It's Republican voters who are like, I voted for Trump because he was different, and I'm getting more of the same. My taxes are going to bomb babies in another country. There's another war. He said he was going to end wars. Again, for the simple people throughout the country, he said he was going to end wars, and he started a new one. He's taking more of our money. We're getting less. Prices are going up and up and up and up and up. He says it's fake and not real. So even the people who want to believe that, who don't have or aren't like petty bourgeoisie or whatever, who have enough money to wistfully, ignorantly believe that, who are like, look, I want to believe that, but I got to buy gas. Even they could be swayed by policy.
Did you see the clip of him when he said he sounded like I mean this in the most generous way because I love pro wrestling. He sounded like Hassan sounded like a pro
I know
wrestling
exactly
manager.
the clip you're talking about.
That
I was
was
watching live last night.
Oh,
got it right here, brother.
Oh, please play that. That was so.
Look at this thumbnail.
This is so cold.
This is cold shit. This is cold shit. I love it. And now, first of all, how are you gonna show up to another city? You're a professional streamer. You don't have fucking batteries for your camera. This motherfucker was not set up right. He did not have backup batteries. What are you doing, dude? You are a TV show, essentially. Like, and you have presumably some cash to spend on doing this. So, like, have some extra batteries. But yes, this is him sitting by the side of the stage, cutting a fucking promo for what his plans are in the next 2 years.
Richie Torres, I know you won tonight. I didn't even look at your race. You probably won, you piece of shit. Remember, I was coming.
Someone else allegedly, like Hannity, who might have been having a few drinks.
He's so drunk.
For you, but you got lucky this time. But I'll see you in 2. I'll see you in 2, motherfucker. I know you stopped talking shit. I know you stopped talking about Israel, Richie Torres. What happened? I'll see you in 2 years, motherfucker. Just wait. Richie, I'm coming for you, Richie.
I guarantee you that's going to get clipped.
That wasn't even the clip. That's another cold clip. I'm talking about the one where he just says, check this out. My price just went up. You got to fuck with the DSA.
Yeah.
Only if you want some of this
only
shine.
DSA candidates. Now, I like that clip, and I want to come back to this for a second. But I am the devil's advocate. So I got some other I got some criticism of this. A little bit. Just a touch. Where is it? All right. This is Effie Phillips Staley. Effie Phillips Staley was running last night as well. She's not part of DSA, but she's a progressive. She was running upstate so that in a primary to challenge Republican upstate congressman who's active right now, Mike Lawler, who is one of the more, you may have heard of him for his Zionism. Mike Lawler looks like Matt Walsh. Here he is. I'm sorry to grace your faces with his face. But this is what he looks like. Spray on beard, the whole deal. She is the reason Hassan has the national platform he has right now. Aside from Andrew Cuomo mentioning him in the Zoran debate, which like bumped his searches up like super high, this woman went on his show because he's featuring as many fucking candidates as he can do. He's doing good work. God bless him, right? Let 1,000 flowers bloom. He featured her on her show. She's running upstate. I call it upstate because I'm from New York City, but people say it's not quite upstate. It's like Yonkers, that kind of area, White Plains. And the chairs of the Democratic Party of those counties, Rockland County up there, upstate, got together and wrote a letter condemning her for going on his show. And that story is this germ of a story that led to him being talked about more on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and put a spotlight on him. He's the reason he's wearing a fucking suit all the time now. That he is like knows he's being watched by Fox News journalists and CNN journalists and all these fucks. You know what I'm saying? So like she lost. Another candidate who's going against a Zionist, actually trying to primary a Zionist Democrat, Tom Suozzi, she also lost. I was trying to get her on the show. Danielle Welch. And my only point is not to be like, it's only 3. Actually, don't feel good about this. It's good. Like, they all overperformed, even the people who lost. I also want to point out who's on my hat. Where is it? The button on my hat.
Oh, okay.
No. Lindsey Boylan, who I campaigned for and canvassed for. She was on the ballot, to my surprise, yesterday, even though she dropped out. Like, she lost the special election. The special election was just so she could sit in the city council seat until this election made it official that she'd be the candidate for the election in November that would be actually electing her to city council, I believe, because they explained it to us once and there was a lot. I'm going to ask my fellow canvasser in 2 weeks when I have him on. She was on the ballot. She got 33%. The guy who won, Carl Wilson, got 44%. Two other candidates who I thought were a lot more in the running got 12 and 9. She closed the gap even further than where she was polling when she lost the special election. And she hasn't been running for the last couple months. She has officially dropped out of the race and still closed the gap further. So that is proof that the machine that the DSA in the Working Families Party has built in New York is a real challenge to motherfuckers like Torres. Let's continue with this promo.
I'm coming for you too.
This is our city.
You think shit is sweet? Sit on that fucking seat for the next 2 years. I'll see you in 2, Richie. I hope you remember that. Every day, every time there's a decision that you can make where you are pro-Israel, I hope you remember you got 2 more years, motherfucker. 2 more years. You better act right, Richie.
Maybe not tomorrow morning.
That's the mainline Democratic Party I want to see. I was just having this talk at work.
Yeah.
With a guy. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, a lot of black people, a lot of black population.
Ooh.
And I was like, you know, as a black guy at work, and we're talking about Obama or whatever. Or we're talking about presidents. I was like, you know, if Obama was in the room right now, I was like, was he a good president? No. And he's like, whoa. And we went into this thing. He wanted to like defend Obama. And we finally started. The point of this was I got to a point was like, I wanted the Barack Obama and I still want the Democratic Party that Republicans hallucinate about.
Yeah.
That kind of speech I want on Meet the Press.
Yeah.
I want them to be like, these fuckers are scary.
Yeah.
You better act right. That's what I want. And maybe there's some sick kind of authoritarianism in me. Who knows, whatever. But I think that's the only way through is to act like that in public. Is to be like, yeah, if you're not, especially if you're not running for something, if you're an operative, I'm not even talking about a Twitch streamer. I want a Neera Tanden of the left.
Yeah.
That's what I want. A sick attack dog.
Yeah. Yes, we need more of them, and we're breeding them here at this space.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the actual clip of Effie I wanted to point out because, damn it, how do I do this? Like this. Okay. Effie Phillips Daly, again, running upstate, also had fucking the opposition canvassers like attacking their canvassers and harassing them and whatnot.
So here we are in the Spring Valley Police Department filing a complaint because somebody attacked Amy's car when we were out canvassing. It had campaign signs on the side. They tore them off. They keyed the car. And then it looks like they were trying to get us towed at the same time because of a parking complaint.
So this is the suburban version of running behind you screaming Jew hater, I guess. But again, I want more extension to these kind of candidates. I get you want to focus on the ones you think you can really win. You know, people are mad at Jeffries, especially mad at Mamdani today for endorsing these candidates, kind of last minute and blindsiding him. And, AOC endorsed a lot of the city council and the assembly people who are running, kind of cross endorsing, almost like, hey, I'm not in Congress, so I don't have to deal with Hakeem Jeffries on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to endorse the Congress people as mayor. And you're in Congress, you don't have to deal with city council and assembly day to day like I do. You can endorse the assembly people for me. They're working together. We love to see it. I would love AOC not to be Neera Tanden, but I would love AOC to be Nancy Pelosi. I would love AOC to be fucking Hillary Clinton. of our new Democratic Party that is now ours. Officially ours. They're saying, oh, this can only happen in New York. It's so blue and blah, blah, blah. It's supposed to not happen in New York because this is the home of the machine. This is Andrew Cuomo's machine that they have built. Hillary Clinton's machine when she fucking moved to New York to run for Senate. I remember that shit, and I fucking hated her then for it. Don't come in my fucking state and run for office, you fucking bitch. Another loss last night was
No, that's 100%. And I can just to nail in what you're saying is truth. We are like, you're in New York City, I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's the same vibe because, Louisiana's a red state, but New Orleans is like the liberal tax base of it.
Right.
So it's actually, to pull off something like DSA did here, actually it's so much harder because you're fighting the Democratic Party. Yeah. You're like you're fighting from your front and your back at the same time. Yes. You don't have to worry about Baton Rouge, which is the capital, and the GOP, because you can't. It's just like New York City. You can't run as a Republican here, but the politics are right wing.
It's the same, right? Exactly. I mean, hell, I was watching The Wire last year. It was the first time I watched The Wire. There's a whole season where a guy runs for mayor, the actor who plays Littlefinger from the Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. And it's we don't like, the Republican is the joke. Like, they run. It's Curtis Sliwa. He runs, he loses. He always runs and loses. But there is a conservative Democrat and a progressive Democrat. Those are the choices in that area. And like here, damn it, I gotta remember the right buttons to push. Michael Lasher won the 12th district, which is like the Upper West Side. So again, not surprising. Shame Alex Boris didn't win, but also Jack Kennedy Schlossberg lost, and he was one of the favorites to win. He was supposed to be progressive and like, oh, he could be actually pretty good. Except he's a Zionist. He's a Kennedy. He was interviewed by local influencer, I guess is the best way to put it, Crackhead Barbie, and couldn't say any positive thing about Palestine.
Out of politics. I do not have a super PAC, a corporate PAC, and I don't take money from AI companies. We will never have no kings as long as billionaires can buy elections.
Can you say free Palestine?
What? I'm not going to say.
Why can't you say free Palestine?
Because that's not what we're here for.
So what are we here for? Can you say fuck Israel, Jack?
No way, dude.
Wait, but you just said
Jewish.
You can't. Well, fuck it.
I'm Jewish too, Jack.
Fuck Israel.
Fuck Israel.
You like Zionism?
We're not talking about that right now.
So what are we talking
about? We're talking about it right now. Come on. I'm a Kennedy. Come on.
You said no kings. Oh, come on. Okay, Jack, this is where you... So we're trying to get Jack elected, but we could not say free Palestine, and he's a Kennedy. Why
Crackhead Barbie is making more sense than you. Like,
Crackhead Barbie is making more sense than you.
I don't understand, bro.
And again, look at the fucking results. Even though the candidate who I think also is like, probably wouldn't say it was a genocide either. Alex Boris was not great either. But like, he was the better of the three. He came in second by 20,000 more votes and only lost by 5,000. Not like, dude, the whole fucking movement. It's all fucking showing here. This is the hotbed, the center, the imperial core, if you will, of the country, but also the Democratic Party. This was, I thought, fucking hilarious. This was literally as they were getting called last night. This was what Zoran tweeted out. This is where I'm like, okay, you're kind of awesome. You're a politician. We're skeptical of you, blah, blah, blah. But man, this is fucking hilarious. He just tweeted out this piece of the speech from the Knicks parade the other day.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of negative stuff to say. There's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions. But when you prove them wrong, you really don't have to say shit to them. There's a lot of people that have a lot.
I mean, isn't that fucking hilarious? He just tweeted that. He's like, not even the official comment from the mayor, just like my personal account, just a little piece of the Knicks parade. And it's Brunson's, the captain of the Knicks, saying, you know what? When you prove people wrong, you ain't got to say shit to them.
I was talking to my wife about this, and I hate, this is the thing I hate about America so much.
The sports
is
teams.
that it's no, I love sports. Like I kind of run my thing is like, I'm the bridge between your like DSA friend who doesn't wear store-bought deodorant and only wears patchouli, and like your coworker at work. Like I'm the bridge. I love sports, love it so much, but it's the point that like I hate that the Knicks winning the NBA championship actually materially mattered. Like it did,
right?
It so absolutely weird. It's pure cinema. Like they would have swept if Donald Trump wouldn't have come to Game 4.
Yeah.
I hate that that's a thing in our reality.
That's like, so funny. They literally tied it even further together.
And you know it's true because like Brad Landers immediately adopted the New York Knicks orange and blue. Like,
I mean, I'm wearing it right now.
We're so stupid. We're such a stupid.
I started watching basketball. I don't watch sports. You know this. I started watching as we got to game. It was dude, I went to Lupe Fiasco's concert on the day of Game 4, and he's joking about it. He was like, "What is it? It's Knicks in 4? I don't know. Because the whole crowd started chanting Knicks in 5, and he was like, "That's not what you said the other day. It was Knicks. It was my mayor's Muslim, my bagels are Jewish. Was it my Christian Dior and Knicks in 4?" And he said, don't worry about it. We're going to cleanse the city, and they're going to win tonight. Knicks in 5, Knicks in 5. And then they fucking did. And I came home from the concert, and I knew my buddy was watching it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking put on the basketball game. Why not? It's the championship. They might win. And I'm watching it, and they fucking, the tip-in win, that was amazing. I loved it. And then I watched the whole Game 5 because I'm not gonna dip my toes in and then stop. But yeah, let's see some of the jubilation here. I mean, I'm speaking of this tie between politics and sports. This is a perfect clip to segue into. Does this not look like the fucking team coming out in the beginning of the game? Followed by all the candidates who won.
Yeah, I was waiting for that Alan Parsons project. And now.
I mean, this is just another Knicks celebration party. So, yeah, we got the full speech from Mamdani we could watch, but I'm gonna save that. Actually, let me put that here at the end. We got some more Hassan yelling at the camera.
Can you? This is a real question. As a New Yorker, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you give me a little bit more information about the Working Families Party? Because at this point, I'm like, guys, like y'all. It seems like we're splitting.
Yes.
One band, one sound.
And I'm going to have on someone I canvassed with in 2 weeks on the 7th. Come on the show and talk about that some more because he definitely knows more than I do. What I can tell is it is a little bit of that. I think the Working Families Party is really trying to be like a third party, and the DSA is just endorsing candidates. And I don't know, Deter probably knows more about DSA and how the inner workings there. You know, what that organization actually is like and what it's like to be in it. Whereas the Working Families Party works more like a political party, because if you wanted to vote on like their primaries or their like selection of candidates and whatnot, you have to be registered as Working Families Party, which you can be if you live in New York. I chose to register as a Democrat so that I could vote along their lines in Democratic primaries because I thought that was more useful. that's how I chose to do it. But there's people who do, and if you're registered as Working Families Party, you can't vote in a Democratic Party primary. As many, establishment Democrats are saying today. Fucking what's his fucking name? Jamie Harrison, the leader of what, the DNCCC? I don't know all these fucking organizations. This fuckhead. He says, I say this with no ill will or animosity. If you hate the Democratic Party, then please don't run for our nomination. Don't use our resources. Don't rely on our volunteers. Don't use our infrastructure. Don't ask Democrats to invest their time, money, and energy into your campaign. Focus on building the party you actually support. Political parties are resources. Yeah,
I need receipts on that. I need receipts on
your
how
resources?
DNH National. I'm not DNC National and DSC New York and anywhere else supports primary challengers just because they have a D by their name. I need to see the receipts on that, talking about using the resources. Because I know, again, going back to the New Orleans conversation, I know damn well that don't happen.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
What resources the fucking the National Democratic Party putting into Louisiana? Hell, fucking nothing, right? So this is what he says, and I say,
that's crazy.
Fuck that, steal it. We're stealing the Democratic Party. We're using your fucking resources. I'm registered as a Democrat to vote in Democratic elections, Democratic primaries like the one yesterday, with the beliefs of someone of DSA, of Working Families Party. You know why? Because I believe that those are the actual beliefs of the Democratic Party. What you've lied to us for years about. This is what I wrote in a tweet last night when I was fucking angry.
You're 100%. Like I'm a millennial with the brain of a boomer who like reads war books and stuff like that. And I think of like asymmetrical warfare, like it's going Israel Hamas. If Israel when Israel bombs, Palestine, and they don't blow up, they don't like the bomb doesn't blow up, they don't be like, oh, we'll get the bomb out of here. No, they take it apart and they reuse it to blow up a Macabre tank. I've heard stories, whether it's true or not, and I know that the AK-47 is a superior rifle to the M16A1 for sure, which are the United States troops had in Vietnam. If the United States troops could pick up an AK-47 from a Viet Cong guy, they were using that because it was superior. They weren't going, oh, that's the enemy's weapon. No. You take it over.
You take what you can grab. You use what the tools and levers available to you. And what's available to us? Voting. Literally the voting lever. For now, unless they pass that SAVE Act that Trump is so fucking demanding about right now, and Mike Johnson is talking about right now, because they're fucking scared about the fucking midterms, and they fucking should be. Let's play some more of these some folks, because this is multiple folks here at this celebration. I'm finding out.
Are you releasing it was called?
And that's a dub.
Wait, that's 3 for 3?
Because again, as I said in a tweet, we celebrate today. We relax, we breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow we fight.
No, sports analogy, like you said. Any big loss, you got 24 hours to mourn.
It's 0-0.
Any big win, you got 24 hours to celebrate.
Yeah,
and then
fucking
back to work.
Jalen Brunson. At every interview, he was like, "It's 0-0. The score is 0-0. Like it's not 3-2 or 3-1. Like how many games we won versus how many games they won. Because it's what 4 out of 7. It's a weird fucking number for 5 out of 7. Yeah, it was 4 out of 7 games that they had to win. And when asked, he was like, "We just play like it's 0-0. We play like it's the beginning." We're trying hard. They fucking played like shit. Honestly, in the games that I watched, they did not do well. The Spurs fucked up a lot, and even the refs were calling shit in favor of the Spurs, and the Spurs fucked up so bad that the Knicks won. But anyways, yes, we breathe, we celebrate with these moments, and then we use these as fuel for continuing on. By the way, Lumen, I don't know if I got a chance to tell you. Check out this fucking album, dude.
What am I listening to?
It's 30 minutes, 10 songs. Vince Staples' Crybaby. I don't know if you ever heard of Vince Staples. This is the first time I've ever listened to anything he put out, and I can't stop listening to this album. Crybaby. It's amazing. I think it'll especially speak to you and your experience.
Will do.
But yeah, let's keep going with this.
The Democratic Party machine in the blue stronghold of New York City was thoroughly defeated tonight.
We're on the DSA shit right now. We got Claire Valdez. We got Daria Lisa. Let's go.
Dude, fucking Emma's really excited.
She's so funny. You get a couple of drinks in her. And
Yeah.
She goes nuts. So I love it.
And her sports team won again.
Yes.
Defeated tonight.
We're on the DSA shit right now. We got Claire Valdez. We got Daria Lisa. Let's go. I've been drinking slightly.
Hell yeah, Emma.
What a fucking night, ladies and gentlemen.
3 glasses of wine. 3 glasses of wine.
Also, just as a filmmaker here, don't think you can hop into my camera and then hop out. I can move my camera, motherfucker. I get it. You're nervous. You're just, trying to hang out, whatever. But like, you're on camera now. Guess what? You're on camera now.
Hey, after tonight, my price went up. You have to be a Democratic Socialist if you want some of this fucking shine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was straight Kevin Gates.
Which I like, because you know what? Maybe this encourages people like the people who are running upstate, the people who are running here in Manhattan, some of the harder in Long Island for sure, harder areas to win a progressive, let alone a Democrat, because some of the places do have Republicans. It encourages people. Maybe I want to join DSA. Maybe I want some of this energy that we're seeing. All these young people are signing up for this organization. That again, we need Deter on to be like, dude, how the fuck are they handling all these new signups? Where are you directing people? Like, organize. Do the organized part of organizing.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. Like, even if you don't, like, I don't want to say, obviously, we're just talking about electoral politics. This thing isn't over, but like, and if you don't have any power, keep pushing for power, but understand, and this is what, no, I was going to say this, the Democratic Party on this doesn't understand, but they do understand that. The reason why you're doing this, if you're doing anything electoral, if you're trying to get into government, it is to make people's lives better, to provide for your constituents. But at the end of the day, it is to wield power.
Yes.
And if you are not prepared to take power and wield power, get out of the game completely. And that's what Hassan was talking about. And what I mean, and so it's like, I'll give you an example of this. Now I'm just like game theory craft and whatever. I was thinking about Brad Landers, and I really like him, but you got all politicians are cynical. All, even our favorite ones, trying
to get them on the show.
Yeah, don't have any kind of hero, Zoran Mondami. They got this way because they're shrewd operators. At some point with Brad Landers, I think what happened with him was he saw which way the wind was blowing. And I'm not saying he's a predator or he's not sincere or anything like that. I just think as a liberal Zionist, he said in his mind, and then, in his circle, he goes, I see which way the winds are blowing. This is really crazy. It's, he might not he doesn't call it genocide, but he's like, this is crazy. And it's not a hill I'm worth dying on. And so he went where he knew the power was going. But you had to have the power first to turn guys like that.
And again,
so he made an agreement with Zoran that he could live with, and Zoran made an agreement with him that he could live with. That's how winning is done.
Yeah. And Zoran's not doing anything especially like socialist. He's just like governing competently. And literally just like, I'm fixing potholes. I'm trying to help kids in the community, giving free health, childcare, and trying to create more housing and bring down prices and govern. I'm trying to govern.
I heard,
because we have to prove that we can. Other than Democrats can govern and then just like go to sleep and they fucking die like Dianne Feinstein.
I've heard from, it was like a Twitter guy or something. It was a video, maybe it was TikTok, and he says, "Man, this Zoran guy, I don't know much about him, but it's like he just got into Gracie Manson and he just found where the do shit button was. Yeah, nobody else could seem to find the do shit button, and he just hits the do shit button, and makes
Were you
government
watching
do
the same thing I was watching with Cam James and FD Signify?
Maybe that might have been it.
And
That might have
Gerard
been it. I
Ball?
don't know. I watched so much of this shit.
Yeah, me too.
But like, if you get, that's the thing. In
It's
my
about Malcolm X voting and like, what's the ethics of voting for the Democrats at all?
in my utopia, how electoral politics and representative democracy should work is, okay, I want power. I want to live in Gracie Mansion. I want to live in the White House. I want to live in the governor's mansion in Baton Rouge. I want power. How do I get it? Oh, I have to make people happy. Therefore, I will do for the people.
Yeah.
And both parties or 20 parties or how many people should be falling all over each other to do for the people.
Right.
To do what they want, to make them fat and happy. So they go, I like that guy. I want to give him more power. But these people, Democrats and Republicans, have found a cheat code to circumvent that system.
We could do for the people who give us money, because the people who give us money employ the people.
That's it.
So they'll make them happy-ish, or probably. I mean, who cares? We got yachts.
Yeah.
That's their attitude. Probably, if we help out the corporations, that'll trickle down, and it'll help the people on the bottom as we piss on them from the top, right? They'll get some moisture and some water and some sustenance from our piss eventually, maybe, right? Can we keep doing that? Can we keep doing that for 40 years and have multiple generations not want to fucking slice our heads off or, jump on some Cooper?
Yeah, every now and then. And even that is a built-in cost to where, you already see it to where they got scared, but then they're like, well, I guess that's the cost. So
We'll just take our fucking
one of us is gonna
CEOs
get
off the
popped.
website. We'll just take our CEOs off the website and our board members off the website. Problem solved.
Yeah, it's
that's
just
all
another-
good. Who cares
it's
about
another
we'll send
cost.
flowers to the guy's family? That's it.
They don't think.
But yeah, let's keep going with some of this fucking hopium.
I am at Claire Valdez's victory party where we just got news. The crowd erupted because we heard that Daria Liza has also won, which means we're 3 for 3. We swept it. We swept all 3 Sunrise endorsed candidates. And okay, here's what I'm feeling. When Zoran won, it was a sign of what could happen and what was possible. It told us what we could achieve. Tonight, though, young people have taken over New York City and we're going to Congress. Young people who are unapologetically democratic socialists, who are standing on values and standing up for working people and what we deserve, and standing against the billionaires and the corporate interests that are destroying our future. Tonight marks the end of the bought-out boomer corporate establishment Democrats and the beginning of young people actually taking over and running a government that serves us and our futures, and not billionaire donors. I feel so honored to be here. We didn't do this magically. I think Claire's campaign knocks 350,000 doors, and just the upswelling of support from young people is so inspiring to me. And we can do it all across the country. We are doing it all across the country. We need your help this week to elect Malak Kiros in Colorado. If you live there, go knock doors. If you don't live there, we need you on the phone banks. And it is electric to be here and be a part of. Anyway, see you on the phones.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck
Can
yeah,
we-
get involved.
Real quick, this guy right here. So
That's one of
500
my boys in my Twitch chat.
No, cool.
Yeah.
500 extra 500. I was thinking about this today too. This kind of attitude.
Mhm.
But 580 cops being hired by Mandami. He's not necessarily in debt. He's unnecessarily indebted to the city under the cover of balancing the budget by not doing actual cuts. It needs to get balanced. Okay, I don't know anything about this, but so I will take on good faith that that's 100% true. Keep banging that gong. The thing is, if you are an legitimate max left, when people say, what are my politics? I say I am slightly to the right of Mao.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are Mao Zedong and even somehow further to where you're in gay space communism land somehow, some level I don't even know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep banging that gong, because we need people like you to terrify the Obamas of the world, the AOCs of the world, to know that if we do get them elected, or we do if the people, the proletariat, prop them up as some kind of leader in whatever they're trying to do, they must still stay accountable.
They must answer.
What you must do is, while banging that gong the whole time, the only system we have right now, if we're not all meeting up and storming the Bastille tonight, is electoral politics. So at some point, elections still matter. They still happen in reality.
They still fucking happen, and that's what's in front of you.
Vote for the least worst person when it is absolute 0 hour to vote for the least worst person. But until it's that time, keep banging the gong for the world you want to see. Because I'm not going to be one of these people. It's like, oh, you're a complainer. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, it's good. My actual commie crush, Jamie Peck, it's stuck in my head. She said once when she was co-hosting Majority Report, and it was some guy called in, and she goes, "You better listen." They were fighting about whatever, but she says, "You better go listen to people like Sam, who are reasonable, before people like me get into power."
Right.
So it's like, so if you're sitting here and you're talking about, like, I'm not saying that Grand Design's enjoyer was saying this at all, but I'm kind of lumping him in, be like, oh, electoral. I don't believe in electoral politics, but I still go do it because it happens in our shared material reality.
Right.
But if you're going to be like,
until Morpheus shows up and says, hey man, here's a way out of the matrix, you got to assume that you're going to keep waking up in this reality, and you got to deal with the reality in front of you.
So until you have a better option, a realistic better option, like I said, are we storming the Bastille? Because if we are, let me know. Like, I'm ready to go. But if you're not ready to do that, then we got to do something else. That's what I'm saying.
Natch, Jamie Peck is currently fighting Cop City in Atlanta, I believe, and doing that by writing articles and also having an OnlyFans. That's what I know about her, because I still follow her, I guess, for the Majority Report days. But this is a bigger situation. Like, yes, we're being the devil's advocates here, and we're making, and also the black folks, the black leftists here, and being like, hey, we're still in a white supremacist capitalist patriarchy. Absolutely. And like, come on, like this is not the end all be all. Don't go to brunch. Celebrate tomorrow. Wake up. Keep fighting. There's still some good signs. Like inter-party fighting at the top level. Jamie Harrison, as I pointed out, said this whole thing. Don't run as the Democrats. And here's Chris Murphy from Connecticut saying, I don't know, man. Who is the Democratic Party if not the voters? Democratic Party voters choose candidates, not party leaders. Says Chris Murphy, a party leader. And party leaders need to listen to what voters are telling us. And right now they are demanding our party be bolder. Now here's some of those same kind of people, as you were saying, like the purists or whatever. Remember when you made fun of Bernie supporters in 2016 in Stanford? Good times. For fuck's sake, Chris, you're going to make this fat blubbering pussy cry again. It's a cat account. Then why don't you endorse Abdul El Sayed and be bolder? Yes, push them. Even when they say something we agree with, you should be under here pushing them further. I appreciate these accounts. I don't want to scroll too much. Who knows what's on Twitter? But yes, we like what he says here. And we also want, hey, hold him accountable for his bullshit. And push him further. Be bold, bitch. Go support the other candidates. Quiros in Colorado and El Sayed in Michigan. Go do it, motherfucker. Go do it. Here's Brad Lander winning his election. Now, Brad, I had met Brad very briefly at a canvas for Lindsey Boylan. Am still actively in the Working Families Party's chat trying to get an interview with him. I'm sure it's going to be harder now. But here's part of his speech.
You can criticize Israel and not be anti-Semitic. You can be an anti-Zionist and not be anti-Semitic. Many Jews are, and many non-Jews also. Now, too often, though, people have started using Zionist as a slur for Jews. You can just check my mentions if you don't believe me. And anti-Semitism, it rises with fascism and with war, and we're amidst both right now.
That's a great way to frame that. And still be like, hey, Jews, I promise I'm still on your side. Like, please, I get it. He's in a tough place. As a Jew myself, he sounds very Jewish. Like, he's cartoonishly Jewish to an extent.
Well,
But
I mean,
like,
it's already happening. Is that like you see? Not that Brad Lander's a token, because he's not. He's the opposite of that. But you see how quick just last night, all media that was like, they're calling him a parasite. They're calling him like anti-Semitic tropes. These people who are like have Israel first and like the Israeli flag in their Twitter bios. And it's like, you see how quick they turn on you, and it's already going to have. I've said this on my own show. Is that keep this in the back of your mind. I'm not saying sweat about it right now, but there's going to become a point to where everybody who is wearing keffiyehs is going to be having to be arm in arm, either armed or like ready to lay down their life in front of a synagogue, and it's coming real soon.
Bro,
I'm telling you, because what's going to happen is the right wing, and it's already started to happen, where Donald Trump and the right wing, they're going to say, this is our way out of this. They're going to say, it's all Israel, and Israel is all the Jews, and that's why you're so fucked up. That's why that's why I can't do anything. That's why America's fucked up.
I mean, they're also just arresting people, like we said in Texas. They're just arresting people for graffiti and whatever because we labeled you as Antifa. We'll label you as anti-Trump, and you'll be arrested for 100 years.
Yeah.
Anyone running for the Democratic Party nomination in 2028, I don't want to talk about horse-face politics, but we're going to because I don't want to be a YouTuber, but here I am on the internet talking to a fucking camera instead of directing Star Wars. Anybody running for 2028 needs to have in their platform, we are going to free the political prisoners of the Trump administration, which not just includes the white folks in Texas now being charged 100 years for like spray painting outside of an ICE facility. It has to also trickle down. That's language you understand, Democrats. Trickle down to the immigrants who have been arrested and put in concentration camps, because you're all going to the same concentration camp. Stephen Colbert in your tan suit going to the Obama library will be in the same cell as Mahmoud Khalil.
Yeah.
That is the point. That's the goal. That's the rule, to fucking imitate SNL's Tucker Carlson yet again.
As soon as the Jewish identity is not convenient anymore, and it doesn't have any value as far as like funneling money and arms to Israel, you're just gonna tokens get spent.
Yeah, tokens get fucking spent.
I wanted to say real super quick. I want to say this if I can't really get it up. But anyway, on my end, Cenk Uygur had a I was watching at work today, and he has a whole thing where he was like, the revolution has begun. Incumbents in AIPAC lose big in New York. And I commented, I said, because I saw your Majority Report hat, it made me think of it. And I commented, so now Cenk wants to be max left. Thanks for jumping on board at this late date. Now take your seat in the back and shut the fuck up. Cenk and Anna will go in whatever direction the wind blows.
Man.
Or the queer and POCs under the bus.
Bro, I just made a whole video yesterday. It's up now, segmented on the This Space channel. Share it wide, far and fucking wide. Tag Mehdi Hassan, because I'm goddamn sick of him handing it to Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson is the same as Chud the Builder.
The real point the point I ended on that comment was, I said, but you know what? It's fine. Come on in, but you go to the back now.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't get to I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you finally got here. And somebody was like, well, just go watch Fox. And I said, like, I replied to them. I said, I'm slightly to the right of Mao. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that months ago he wasn't singing a different tune. This is a complete 180 for him from his position of let's get close to the right. Just
because it's a win.
I'm not memory holding that shit.
I mean, like you said, with the Knicks, dude, people just want to be next to a win. That's why Trump wanted Mamdani to come to the White House. That's why he wanted the Knicks to come to the White House. That's why he sent Kash Patel to go hang out with the Olympics team. Like, hey, this team's winning, we're winning. See how we can correlate that? Because we know you people are fucking idiots because we actively defunded education over the last 40 fucking years. Anyways,
that's what it is. I mean, but yeah, let people join the bandwagon. Just like
let
we got
people
a guy
join
in
the
chat
bandwagon.
right now.
But
Dude,
you sit on the back. You
But-
sit on the back of the bandwagon.
I ain't trying to hear all that.
Can I ask you what you make of the comparisons to this moment, this movement, and the Tea Party? Do you think that that's an apt comparison, that it works, or is there something else you would say is happening here? Are Democrats comfortable with the idea that there may be their own version of a Tea Party movement happening right now?
Yeah, look, there's something to it. I mean, people are fed up with a status quo that isn't working for them. And that's everyday voter concerns that the price of housing is insane and people's wages aren't going enough to afford their health care. And who is fighting for them? And they feel that way about elites in general and definitely about the Democratic Party establishment. So that's similar. But there are some important differences also. First, we are doing it with a lot of joy. I mean, that's especially true in New York right now. Some of that is the Knicks, but some of that is Zoran's win and this energy. You guys were just playing a clip of him at a playground with toddlers behind him because what we're fighting for is universal childcare for every family. So we're mad at a system that makes it so hard, but we're joyful about what it looks like to deliver. That is a very different energy than the Tea Party brought. We want to build something, not just break something.
And this comes back to the point that Ta-Nehisi Coates was making actually in that interview, where like he says he didn't. I don't think Obama realized how much they hated him for being black, and I expanded on that. I don't think the Democratic Party realized how much the Republicans were willing to burn down for white supremacy. They were mad. It was fueled by rage and hatred of a black man sitting in the White House. Make the White House white again was the like original retort to Obama being in the White House. They made it eventually over the next couple of years until 2016, make America great again. That's a more unifying, catchier slogan than make the White House white again. And it's not as explicitly fucking racist. But it meant the same fucking thing.
I will say a lot of that, going back to my original little anecdote about talking about Obama, why he was a bad president for many different reasons. But like my little anecdote of that is if he would have done a New Deal, chicken in every pot, car in every garage, and not adopted a right-wing Mitt Romney healthcare plan and actually done a healthcare plan that was, actual Medicare for all, it would have mitigated a lot of that. It wouldn't have solved racism. Those people would have still been racist, but they would have been like, that Obama, and they'd be like, man, shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to hear this. Bitch, I ain't trying to hear this shit right now. Yeah, he might be this and that, or whatever slurs I can't say on YouTube, but people don't. I don't care what people think. I care what people do, and people, for the most part, if their material conditions, good or bad, are taken care of, they are lazy. Yeah, and they're not going to be like, "Oh, let's actively go do racist. Let's go do a race war." They're going to be like, "No, dog, the game's on." Yeah, I'm not doing. that.
Hell, even you can kind of even tie it with the DSA. Like, if you want to do this like left-right Tea Party equivalency thing that they're trying to do on the mainstream news, because they're both scary. They're both scary extremists. They're exactly the same kind of extremists. Extremism bad, period, across the board. Again, I point to that Vince Staples' Crybaby album. The music video for the very first song, first of all, is an entire like a mass shooting thing. Like, watch it. It's great. But at the end, it ends with a quote from MLK saying, It's not if we will be extremists. It's what kind of extremists will we be? Will we be extremists for love? Or will we be extremists for hate? And that's where we're at now in this fucking country. And again, let's point to a win.
Socialism or barbarism.
Socialism or barbarism. Socialism or barbarism. We got a Palestinian.
That's so awesome.
State senator.
JVP, let's go.
Let's fucking go. JVP, Jewish Voice for Peace. All of these organizations working together. All of them endorsing candidates. That's why it's so hard for me to find a fucking good list of candidates to fucking... Who do I look for? Do I look at DSA? Do I look at Working Families Party? Do I look at... Again, just this image. Like you were saying, one chorus, one beat.
This image gave some Zionists a stroke.
Oh,
literally, they are just on.
I love it
right now.
I love it. Again, she was at the winning ceremony with Mamdani. She was in that line of Knicks athletes.
Awesome, dude.
Again, I point to Lindsey Boylan. Even the races that were lost, dude, she didn't run. Like, she ran for the special election. We canvassed. We let people know what was happening. She lost the special election. That sucks. It was a short time frame. Now, people have remembered, oh, Lindsey Boylan. I remember that name.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she's on this ballot. Okay, I'll vote for her. I like her. She closed the gap. She closed the gap while not running at all, having dropped out.
That's crazy.
Let's point to this is more hatred against Brad Lander. Meghan McCain, to my beautiful Jewish friends in America. We love you. You are not alone. You are just as freaked out as you are and see with clear eyes exactly what is happening. You're not on The View anymore. No one cares.
No one cares. I haven't thought about Meghan McCain in like
right? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Shouldn't
there was a time
be like Meghan McCain where
I used to
where
think
we
she was the
forget about
most.
him?
I used to think Meghan McCain. I used to think many probably a decade ago what Tucker Carlson is now. I used to think she was like the most dangerous voice in America.
Oh yeah,
because I had a shitty job where I had to like I worked at the airport and would go like I didn't start till like midnight and I would go out there and I would listen to her shitty like radio, like talk radio, and she would be using like Beyonce bumpers for her breaks and just the way she could communicate was really like I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be like she's like the woo girl for like fashion.
Yeah.
But thank God she fell off.
I mean,
thought about her
again,
in a hot minute.
I want Tucker to fall. Let him fall off. Stop bringing him around. Stop talking about, oh, he left the Republican Party. Oh, what does this mean? Who gives a fuck?
He might be the Antichrist.
Irrelevance like O'Reilly and Meghan McCain and all these other fucks. This other right-wing account, if you're a Jew living in New York in 2026, you're about as safe as a Jew living in Germany in 1929. Move now. That's not your home.
I mean,
how can I move? I can't afford fucking gas.
I mean, there's a way to look at that and be like, yeah, you're right, because I wouldn't say 1929. I would say like 1922, because we're in like Weimar Republic.
Yeah, you're the
so just roll it back a little bit, and I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of accurate. Well, actually, we're closer because
but
the
not
Nazis
in New York
are-
City. It's just America in general.
But I'm just trying to grasp onto any shred of
Laura
reality
Loomer,
in that.
if you're a Jew in New York City, now is your time to move. After tonight's election in New York, nobody who's Jewish is safe. I'd love to see the Trump administration address this Islamic takeover of America and the exploding Jew hatred. We need leadership on this issue. It's dangerous. Are you going to arrest everybody?
I was going to say, so if you're a Jew and you're not safe in New York City, but you want to see the Trump administration address a Democratic primary result, what does that
Party
mean,
like
dog?
it's 1933, which was a retweet of Crystal Ball saying it's a new day in the Democratic Party. And this is Eli Valley, who's a cartoonist, I believe. Let's follow you. Why am I not following you? This is Meghan McCain.
Yo, I remember that one.
The things she said about the Holy Land, that refugee girl wants to exterminate us Jews. I think this is in reference to Ilhan Omar.
No,
or
no,
Rashida.
Ilhan Omar. You're right. I remember that.
So yeah, Eli Valley once again celebrating. I think the rest of these tabs, by the way, is like cope of right wingers. So let's keep going. This is we need moderates. Guy is a lawyer for Havana syndrome victims. This is Mark Zaid Esquire. I don't know who you are. Okay. We are witnessing MAGA equivalent of the destruction of the Democratic Party through election progressive socialists. I keep seeing this fucking thing. Like, let's address this shit.
Yeah.
The Tea Party made Republicans more electable for a Republican base. Like, they leaned in. It was around the same time, by the way. It was 2010. It was post Sarah Palin for them, for the racism. I'm like, ooh, we could actually say these things out loud. And the economic strife of 2008 for us. and the Occupy Wall Street movement. And the Democrats squashed their fucking flank. And the Republicans said, maybe we flirt with it a little bit more. Maybe we actually, you know what, let's have a little more engagement with this. Maybe under the covers, maybe only on Breitbart forums and Daily Caller forums. But we encourage this. And we encourage things like the Bundy Ranch in 2014 on Hannity's show. And we let some hosts on Fox be a little more extreme than others. And we kind of flirt with it. And we foster it. And they kept winning. They got their Ted Cruz and Rand Paul and fucking Joni Ernst, the I castrate pigs so I know how to cut pork woman. I'll never forget that ad.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
But this, like, he is a lawyer who tried to who for Havana syndrome victims, Havana syndrome is a made up fucking thing from the government about this is why our soldiers needed extra money when they were deployed overseas. They had Havana syndrome and got injured. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, okay. This is the part where I'm glad you brought that up because I hope our guy who's been in the chat, what's his name? Astronaut, whatever, Mr. Android. I hope he's still in here because, like, okay, this is the part where I communicate to you, the This Space viewer, and how to communicate to your coworker at work. There's no bigger proof of like why the uniparty is real. The uniparty is a thing. Like the Democratic and Republican Party are the exact same thing as this instance in time that we're living through immediately right now of the DSA like sweep of New York City electoral primaries, because
this is what they're fending off.
My man, like I've been watching Fox News just like you have, and like the right wing cope, the right wing whining and crying, it logically doesn't make any sense. If you are ideologically opposed to the Democratic Party or a right winger, why are you out here trying to give them advice? Why are you out here trying to give them help? It doesn't make any sense. No. You and I are sports guys, right?
Not really.
New Orleans Saints. Okay. New Orleans Saints, Atlanta Falcons. They're our rivals, whatever. We hate the Falcons. If the Falcons were out here making draft picks that we thought as the Saints were bad draft picks, why would we be getting on the phone with the Falcons trying to be like, hey, dog, y'all have a real bad draft?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be ecstatic? Because now all these Democratic socialists, you would want socialism to sweep the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
To be because what
they've been calling them socialists for fucking 20, 30 years.
If your ideology is so good and socialism so bad, then you will just have permanent political control of this country.
Right.
Until the sun explodes.
You should want to elevate
about that.
You should want to elevate those candidates like Hillary Clinton elevated Donald Trump because he'd be so easy to beat. He's so ridiculous.
It's because they know it's bullshit.
They know
it's all bullshit.
They're terrified.
Democratic Party knows it's bullshit. The Republican Party knows it's bullshit. They're like, oh, here are people, if they ever get into power, they might actually give their constituency material change. And we can't have that.
We can't have that because then they're going to expect that from every politician. Just like when I watch fucking Love is Blind and like one dude is especially like kind or whatever to the girl and Nick Lachey will be like, hey, you're going to make us all look bad, blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, you should all be fucking worshiping your women. What the fuck? Why are you complaining that somebody else is nicer to his girlfriend than you? It's going to point out the fact that, you're not doing enough, Nick Lachey.
Yeah. You tell the new guy at work, hey, man, don't work so hard.
Speaking of Republicans telling Democrats what they should be doing, David Frum, one of the architects of the Iraq War for George W. Bush. DSA settler colonialists seem to be successfully imposing their alien rule upon the indigenous inhabitants of Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. He's trying to use language of the pro-Palestinian protesters against them, ironically, because he's still tweeting like it's 2012 and we're trying to get dunks on each other because it still works for them. He's still in Stephen Colbert mindset Oh, that's why they won. They had Stephen Colbert. That's why Zoran won. He had TikTok videos. No, stupid. It's policies, you dumb cunt.
And again, back to my guy in the chat, Mr. Android, earlier. There's no such thing. This should prove we're seeing it in real time. I know you're not here anymore, but we're seeing this in real time. What I'm saying is like, look, there is no such a thing as a moderate. There's no such thing. These people are aligned. And if you are a moderate Democrat, you are just a gatekeeper. You're holding the door open for fascism. That's it. This has been proven time and time again through governments throughout history. So when the pressure's on them, they say the exact same thing as a fucking right wing.
I just played earlier in the show Hillary Clinton agreeing with Trump's Gaza policy because I said there's no difference. There's no difference. They agree on this shit because it's one fucking party, the capitalist party. Here's Stephen A. Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very, very clear. If the Democratic Party becomes the likes of Zoran Mamdani, who, by the way, I like, not trying to throw any shade on him or anything like that, but if the Democratic Party becomes him, you have no chance. Yep.
I like him, but you shouldn't become him because I like him because I need to keep the fans who like him, who most probably like him.
These motherfuckers keep losing to the GOP and Donald Trump. They're talking about how to win an election.
Listen to Stephen A. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what Stephen A. knows what he's talking about.
You have no chance on a national basis in terms of the presidency. In Senate seats in the House, you have no chance. You have no chance. I want to be very, very clear about that. You might have a Democratic Socialist sprinkled here and there, but that ain't what America is. America's about capitalism. America's about dollars and cents. America's about an economy, a flourishing economy. Okay?
That's exactly why democratic socialism as a whole, is spreading, and the kids have a more popular opinion of socialism than they ever had in America because it is about an economy. It's an economic system. It's about dollar and cents that you don't fucking have, getting your labor value stolen every goddamn day.
Damn right.
These people out of their
Watch my
mind.
video. Fucking listen to Vince Staples' album. Watch my video, my 2 videos available because the first one got fucking blocked of Jay-Z. Just if you want to hear what I have to say about Stephen A. Smith, listen to these Jay-Z fucking videos because it's the same shit. It's the same. I guarantee you, because they're talking about him running for president. I guarantee you they want him to run for president like they wanted Kanye West to run for president. Let's get those fucking idiot blacks to vote for this guy to split the vote so they'll fucking lose.
I'm done with that shit.
Joe Scarborough, Democrats keep electing candidates that fit the old adage, all politics is local. NYC moves left while upstate Democrats pick woman war hero to run against Lawler. That's the person who won instead of Effie Phillips Staley. Kate,
same motherfucker who was a Republican senator, stole the election for Al Gore, was involved in that, then became again, going back to my man in the chat, a centrist liberal. Then as soon as Donald Trump won, bent the knee to Trump and is out there eating chicken nuggets.
Was friends with Trump. They were at the wedding.
Out of here.
Fucking, he's saying South Carolina Dems vote for a woman who was an admiral fired by Trump. That was Spanberger. Worked last year, NYC, New Jersey, and Virginia. They're holding on to this false reality, this false analysis that it's just a Dem sweep. It's just a Dem sweep. People hate Trump so much that they're winning everywhere. All kinds of different candidates.
They keep talking about
No. This is the momentum. This is the Mamdani momentum.
That's so true. They keep talking about Abigail Spanberger the way we used to talk about the random DSA member who gets elected to city council in Poughkeepsie a fucking decade ago.
Spanberger is vetoing the redistricting that they tried to do to counter the Republicans. Mickey Sherrill in New Jersey is giving more funding to the cops and helping them get rid of the protesters in front of the ICE Delaney Hall facility. Like, it's one of these things is not like the other, and it's New York, and it's the fucking Democratic Socialists pushing these candidates.
Crazy shit.
Let's go for the numbers, guys. I gotta get out of here soon.
Same.
And but I just want to end with these. We got some other clips from
trying to watch Mexico, Czechoslovakia, or whatever.
But let's see Harry Enton, and then we're gonna end with my boy Kornacki. Give this analysis because these are numbers guys, and numbers guys they follow the numbers. Like you're saying, the popularity of socialists in America versus the popularity of Democrats in Congress.
Ain't nobody coming for your shitty Disney money.
Ain't no
Stephen A.
one.
Smith.
We don't want your fucking Disney money, Stephen A.
The Democratic Socialists of America have a higher net favor rating than the Democratic Party does, at least those who are members of Congress. I mean, just take a look here. Dem Socialists of America, plus 17 points. Democrats in Congress, plus 4 points. No wonder that Dem Socialists are getting nominated across the political map in different primaries because, simply put, they're more popular than the Democrats currently in charge.
Okay, I'm just thinking back to when I was sitting here and Zoran Mamdani was sitting there when he was running, and I asked him about capitalism.
Yes.
And he had no problem saying that he had real issues.
See how fucking incensed she is? Saying he had no problem saying that he had real issues with how capitalism works. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's all based.
By the way, I
You're
just got a text.
writing campaign
Shout
ads.
out from my Dominican friend Kiara that her mom is fucking furious that Espiat lost because he was the guy who was, I pointed out in the beginning of this show, was throwing the racist attacks against Daria Eliza, saying she's Haitian.
Yep.
Because they hate
That's
Haitians.
crazy.
Dominicans hate Haitians.
That's
So
so
they're
crazy.
just throwing out these racist last minute attacks. She's Haitian and she's a Jew hater. Can we get the pro-Israel and also Dominican people to come vote for me? Please, please. They're desperate.
With it. Okay. He wasn't afraid to say it.
And
By
he's
the way,
afraid
he
to
ended
say
up winning. It didn't hurt him. How do Democrats today view socialism compared to capitalism?
There's a reason why it didn't hurt him, and that is simply because this is one of the biggest political changes I've seen during my lifetime. Match up socialism, capitalism among Democrats. You go back 16 years ago, 2010, capitalism and socialism right there, favorable rating, 51%, 50%. Look at it now. Socialism clearly in the lead among Democrats. 66% of them view socialism favorably, just 42% view capitalism favorably. No wonder Mamdani had no problem blasting it.
Which is fascinating because when you look at races coming up in New York, you've got a big one up in the Bronx. And you've got Zoran Mamdani endorsing a Democratic Socialist. Hakeem Jeffries.
So I guess this was before the election, actually.
Not going with the more traditional incumbent. So there are two big races involving Democratic Socialists coming up in New York that Mamdani's endorsed. Tell us something we don't know.
I'll tell you something you don't know, and that is that the Democratic Socialists are likely to win one of those races. The one down in Brooklyn, going to beat the Brooklyn borough president. You take a look there, look at that, an 81% chance to win in Brooklyn, and in Northern Manhattan at this point, a 52% to knock off an incumbent, Espiat. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus.
Yes, Espiat,
Get him going.
long time incumbent with
Pack 'em
all
up.
incumbents endorsing him. All right, thank you.
Pack them the fuck up. Let's end it with my boy, my favorite. One of the reasons I joined Twitter, just to try and get an interaction from Senpai himself, Kornacki.
This is something of a political earthquake. NBC News projects that in the 13th Congressional District of New York, challenger Daria Avila Chevalier has defeated five-term incumbent Adriano Espiat. Espiat, the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, had run with the endorsement. The Democratic leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, with the endorsement. The governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, with endorsements from a number of prominent Democrats, but not the mayor of New York City. Zoran Mamdani instead endorsed Daria Avila Chevalier. She is aligned with the Democratic Socialists of America, and she has defeated a five-term incumbent, Espiat. And so tonight,
Nixon
in
five.
New York City, two Democratic incumbents have been defeated. Espiat in the 13th Congressional District and Dan Goldman in the 10th Congressional District.
And then also Claire Valdez. So all three won. And again, a lot of assembly people and state senate as well. Some losses too. Elaine New, shout out Effie Staley, shout out Danielle Welch, shout out Alex Boris. We'll get him next time. Lindsey Boylan, we'll get him next time. Fucking the lines are moving, the goalposts are moving, and we're moving them this time. Fucking finally. I'm gonna leave y'all.
I'm out too.
With that, once again, just
going crazy.
Go watch fucking either watch my video on it on Crybaby or listen to the album. But yeah, man, fucking we're it's a good day. It's a good morning. Get back to work tomorrow.
See ya.
Form the DSA. Do what you can. Find a candidate in your area. Phone bank for DSA. Whatever it is. And watch Good Morning Comrade.
New episode
Listen
up
to
now.
Good Morning
Comrade. All right. Peace, y'all.
Take
Bye.
care, folks. Have a good evening.